Okay, today is July the 31st, 2016. And right now at 12:45 in the foothills of Los Angeles, we have a temperature of 86 degrees. The relative humidity is 45%. We have a dew point of 59 degrees, and the barometer is reading 29.97 inches. All right, so we have hazy skies again today. Not quite as bad as yesterday, but we do have hazy skies, which is probably a mixture of the steam from the thunderstorms that are being blown apart, superheated with microwave, and also a mixture of chemtrails all mixed together. All right, so right now we're watching the visible light map. You can see that there is a thunderstorm here being blown apart, and we can see the photoshopping, and then we can see all the detail right after the night to day transition. Let's take a look at that right now. And we can see the photoshopping right here, and then we have the day transition coming up. And we can see several dimple marks right here in the core. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it looks like a couple more over here. Yep, these expand out. This is where the microwave hits the storm, and it superheats the core. We have instant high temperatures, instant high pressure, and we have blast rings that appear on the periphery of the storm. And then look what happens. It just opens up a huge hole. We have instant evaporation. And this is how they are destroying our weather, preventing the rain. You have 2 frames there. 2 frames. So they inserted a duplicate frame right here. All right. Okay, so this would have been a rainmaker for Arizona and certainly probably California. Everything's sort of moving clockwise. Look at that. That is some really good detail right there. So this is how it's done. All the meteorologists out there that have television jobs, post this up there on the weather report tonight, and tell your viewers what's happening to our weather and why we're having a drought. It's because these are being destroyed on their way to California. That and the chemtrails. And then we have a fire up in Big Sur, which has burned about 60 homes. We have something spinning right here, counterclockwise. Let's take a look at this in the water vapor map. That is completely destroyed. Let's look at the rainbow loop next. Now this is the exact same thing that is being done with hurricanes. The exact same procedure that we're seeing right here is what they're doing with these hurricanes down off of Mexico and Central America. Same thing. They target these with a microwave, and they're superheated. And we see the thunderheads collapse. Here just a couple of days ago, I was watching the thunderheads over the mountains here in the Los Angeles basin, and I noticed that every single one of them that was rising up to around 40,000 feet, every one of them was destroyed. I watched the sequence, the thunderheads collapse, and they look just like a disorganized bunch of clouds that got together. We all know what thunderheads look like. They're big, billowing, balloon-shaped clouds that rise up, and they generate thunderstorms if the conditions are right. Let's go look at the big map right now. This is the Northeast Pacific water vapor loop, and this is a disturbance now, or rather, this is a tropical depression, 9E. right here. And then there's another disturbance over here that has a 10% chance of formation way over here. You can't really see it too well, but it's there. And so we're going to have another hurricane here in a couple of days, or one day probably, because of the water temperatures down here. This is all 84, 85, 86, 7 degree waters all through here, all the way out to Hawaii, this whole area. All right, let's take a look. Well, turn the grid off. We see that this blockade is still installed here. This is preventing any of this moisture from moving down into Oregon, California. And so it's going to be interesting to see what they do with this hurricane. They may have a plan to run this out and put on a show or do something. Maybe some moisture will get our attention and maybe move in. I just don't know. But this is rather odd for summer weather to be blocking all of this. Of course, there is a lot of little low pressure systems spinning. We can see all these little vortexes spinning. And these are all being blocked. You can see that nearly straight line. And we do see some moisture moving into the northern Hawaiian Islands right here. There's also a blast pattern right here. Something was superheated down here. Thunderstorms are being targeted. Just because they're not listed on the National Hurricane Center map does not mean that there aren't severe disturbances and weather that they're dealing with. They're only showing us what they want to show us on these maps. All right, here's the rainbow map. We can see that this is starting to look organized. We see a blast pattern right there, that big circular. Look at that. Is that any more obvious? Look at that big circular blast pattern. Okay, so we were told by the weather people that we have a trough that may move down into the area. That's a lot of baloney. We can see what's happening here. All this is being blocked. We have a huge fire in Big Sur, one of the most beautiful forested areas of coastline you could find in the world. And that place is burning out of control. And we're being told that it's going to burn for a long time because the firefighters are dealing with very steep terrain. You know, and so but where's the firefighting equipment? Where's the helicopters? You know, you want to create jobs. Let's start building some helicopters and putting together some equipment that'll get these fires out, because these are only going to get worse. We're going to see more and more fires as this hot weather continues, and it's going to continue. They're going to drought us out. This is being blown apart. Nothing's getting into California. Once again, I'm not going to bother showing the map. We can see clearly right here that everything is, this whole state is just dry as a bone. Okay, so that's it. We'll just leave it right here. Do another update. If anything comes up later, we'll do another update. Okay, that's it.